With the NASCAR 2025 season just around the corner, I decided to give my predictions to the most qualified F1 fan who has never watched NASCAR. Like and subscribe if you like, and on with the video. I was
Just
focusing too hard on
yes, you almost won. You did very well.
either God I hope so or the wild card tier is the number 8 Kyle Busch. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And he is just overall, I love him. He is my member berries. He's my person that I know the most from when I used to watch NASCAR a lot as a kid.
So kind of the old constant familiar.
I think this could genuinely be the comeback year for Kyle Busch. Last year he had his worst year on record, only because this is the first year in all of his years for the Cup Series him not winning a race. So in all the years that he's been in Cup, he's won at least once. He also, I think, had the most DNFs he's had in a long time. He's just kind of put him in a pooped position.
Yeah, so kind of a down year, but he's got kind of the underlying talent to be in the mix again.
And I think there's a real chance, and he also is. The thing is that he was put into one of the quote-unquote worst teams in NASCAR last season, and so they don't really have the stuff for him to get to that top tier position. I think his team is kind of like a 20th place team, 15th to 20th place team, so they don't always give him the best equipment. This is just me giving a lot of excuses, but I really hope he wins, and I think he can. But with him also just talking crap about the team he's in sometimes, where he's he has said that he is open to leave at any point.
That makes everyone uncomfortable, doesn't it?
That makes everybody uncomfortable, makes stuff sad, but it also is for a person that has never had a season of losing and then losing with this team, you kind of understand.
Yeah, it's hard to balance between lighting a fire under someone's ass and openly criticizing the team and being saying that you want to leave, and that can be rough for morale, especially if you're in your, because obviously it's not just a team, you've got your own crew as well, these are people you're trying to be around and rally around, and they rally around you, and if you're thrown under the bus, it can make them wanting to do a little less for you perhaps. It's tough on the balance.
I think this is the track that I've done the best at keeping on the track, even though I just said that and I threw myself off the track.
It's lap 4. It's early days.
It's the early days of this track. So then I have my wild card tier, and the first one that I have in my wild card tier, you should know his name, the number 88 Shane Van Gisbergen.
Yes.
The reason why I have him in my wild card tier is that he is a specialist with road courses. So I can 100% see him winning the Chicago Street Race.
Chicago? Oh, that was so good.
Or I could see him winning a road course. I could see him doing that, but then I don't know how far he's going to get in the actual playoffs. And I think it'll be a couple years into his full-time career in Cup that he will have that knowledge of the other tracks to be able to get farther in the standings. But I put him in the wild card because he could still just throw upsets after upsets and get in there.
Do you think that they'll eventually add a road course as part of the playoffs, or is it just too much in the DNA of NASCAR that it's just going to all be ovals?
They have the Charlotte Roval, which is close enough to a road course. It is half of Charlotte Motor Speedway and half of its inner road course.
Oh, but like Indy in that sense.
Yeah, where they have the big wide circle, which I actually love the Roval, and a lot of people don't. They don't want it to be in the playoffs, but I think that's coming from the people that don't want to see road courses at all.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, like I imagine there's a particular uh, section of the fandom that is just like just
Like,
purist.
yeah, but with this year, there's a few other like their full-time rookie years, and I think Shane has the biggest shot to bring himself all the way to the end, and he also has an advantage of Mexico race is the first time for the first time I think in a long time that NASCAR has done anything international in the Cup Series.
They got huge publicity for this because this is why IndyCar's been crying out for this, or at least their fans have, and they're very upset that Indy hasn't gone to Mexico yet. Obviously, there's a large, obviously, some Mexican drivers obviously have a large allure, but this was a big win for NASCAR to go to Mexico.
They're going to Mexico, and they have a Brazil race next year.
Oh, damn.
So they're going to be doing some really, really good things with NASCAR, and I'm really happy with this. I actually hope that they go to more places. I hope they go to Canada, and I hope they go overseas. I would love to see that.
Is this a first time for the series, an international race?
I think there has been in the past, but they've never been able to keep it consistently. There's always been hiccups in some way. I think Shane, just because of that, like, there are new things in this that he could have the leg up of just being the rookie. He could upset in those ovals that are like new to the Cup Series in general.
How would you rate him as a oval racer in general? We're talking this stuff at a default oval, so to speak.
Well, the default ovals, I haven't seen him do a lot. He was in like half of the races towards the end of the season, this last season, but I don't watch a lot of the Xfinity series, and he was a full-time driver in the Xfinity last year. But I've heard that that's where he struggles. He struggles on the big ovals, which is NASCAR's bread and butter. So,
that is a problem, yes.
he doesn't struggle bad. Like, he's not a past 20th position driver. But with him being in Trackhouse, this team that's building up to be a bigger thing in the sport, I think it's a good spot for him. I think he's gonna go far.
They both can kind of learn together kind of thing.
Yeah. My last driver and my last wild card is the number 54 in Ty Gibbs, the Gibbs team. And obviously, like, his son being in the NASCAR race, you'd think that it's kind of all Nepo baby stuff. But he has the potential to push himself towards more wins, and I think he has the talent. I think he's just kind of doesn't always have it at the right moments.
So you think he's there on merit and talent and not just nepotism?
Yeah, I think he has the talent, and I think he has the merit to be able to win. I think he just doesn't always push himself at the right time or get himself going at the right time.
Has he won races?
He has.
Oh, that's well enough, I'd say.
He has the talent and he has the knowledge. It's just I think he struggles to push when it is in the most dire situations.
A lack of urgency kind of thing.
Yeah. I think it's just small mistakes too. Like in the last race at Martinsville, he just dipped the corner a little bit weird, and in that dip, he crashed out in the last race of the season of just his own accident. Like, he didn't really get anybody else involved. It was just him spinning out and he crashed himself out. And there's just I hope to see him do well because I feel like he has that Nepo baby like name hovering over him when he has the merit. He just isn't always able to show it.
I will be honest. I think the names on the bottom half of the list, I think, were a lot more fun than the top ones.
They are because I think you have a lot more to talk about with the people that are like lower on the list because those are things that you're like, but you can see them winning, you can see them going farther, and you're just like, there are the big names of Hendrick and Penske and Gibbs that you're going to be like, oh, they're just gonna be there.
Yeah, you can't just look. Everyone loves an underdog kind of story, and that's what some of those other
Yeah,
ones would be. It's like Penske will be in the mix, whatever they do. Really, you know that Hendrick is going to be, all four of them should have a decent chance to do something. You have at least two of them will at least get through to the latter stages at least. So it's kind of there's a predictability to it. Whereas further down the field, there's a lot more to be invested into. Like I would love to see Shane do an awesome job. I'd love to see Ross Chastain back up there again. Like that's coming from a casual, So those are naturally more fun to root for, and you can get behind rather than your big wigs.
Yeah, and like my favorite driver in Bubba Wallace, I think he's somebody that has only been growing in talent, but just somehow sometimes just doesn't get in there where you want him to. And I think he has the potential to get there. And Shane does too. So does Ty. So does so does somebody like, I can't remember his name, but the 77. He also is doing very well, but he just isn't always the talk of the town because he isn't one of the big guys.
It can be frustrating because, no matter what category of motorsport you are a fan of, whether it be Formula One, endurance racing, Indy, there's always the 3-4 teams that are just inherently better than the rest. And if you're not in one of those teams, it can be difficult to really prevail.
I feel like Hendrick, Gibbs, and Penske are your Red Bull, your McLaren. I don't know F1 that well.
Well, maybe I can help.
Yeah, and I guess that would have been a very good, very good segue. But this is in the middle of a race, and I'm bullying you. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Why are you still here? Bye-bye.